My name is Insane Raven. I am back with another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. And we're back in the trial. We're still in the middle of the trial. And we're doing good. Let's go.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Point blank. Yep.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
Yes.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
Toko, you told the wrong person, girl. The wrong person. You told Togami this? Out of everyone you could have told, you chose the most underhanded, like, sneaking, conniving motherfucker this? What the fuck?
Is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
I feel bad for her, man.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
Baya, man, that's so fucked
It's
up.
the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
Like,
Said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
manipulation and underhanded
how many times
tactics.
do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Oh my god.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person?
No.
You don't mean...
Toko's body sending lunged backwards. A huge thud was echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Oh, I love how they changed the name at least.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Oh.
What the fuck is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality!
No, it's not!
One of them happens to be a serial killer. You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
It's not textbook. Dumbass stereotype. Ugh.
So intense.
Yep.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes.
Well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
I will say she is poetic, like damn. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
It's not true? Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Motherfucker, what?
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary
What
evil
the
if you
fuck?
want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about
would make
Genocide
sense.
Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
Again, unfortunately
She
true.
had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
I can.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yep.
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but there's something that still bothers me. What she said, I need to get some of my details about all this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Okay.
If you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Give it up. You killed her.
Okay. I think I know what the thing is, but I also just need to focus.
You say that.
But perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Because it's not.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any?
I mean,
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with
stabs.
conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Oh, savage.
No creation of mine.
Oh,
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
look at the neck and the stomach.
I got it!
It's the injury. The injury is different.
The cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
By a bunch of stabby
According
things.
to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Stabby. The scissors, the scissors, the scissors.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Meaning.
Strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Oh, Joe.
Please stop comparing killing people to cooking.
Nope.
Are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you can see a clear difference.
A gun!
She was tied up.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
Scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Makoto? Makes sense.
Big Mac, there's actually one more difference!
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
They're all men! Every single one of them are men! Crimes of passion! She killed the exes! Not really. That'd be way too obvious. But like, yeah, they're all guys.
A gun!
She was a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Yes.
Bullseye, right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases,
All the victims had something else in common. Men, 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 men! It's raining men! Bleeding men!
Guys?
That's right! The
Bingo,
people
macaroni.
killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
Shut the fuck up. You're the leader of a biker gang. Can you really be judgmental right now?
The full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro
Okay.
was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
But it is. You yourself and fucking Ultimate Moral Compass fit her profile way more than Chihiro. If she really wanted to kill, she would have picked you or him.
Lolly car!
Lowly, cur.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive,
Or it would have been Makoto.
why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
It's the ultimate frame job.
Does make some
The only way. So it had to be Byakuya.
Whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell? Maybe you used
the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors!
Very particular about it.
Hey, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
I love her.
She's fully equipped.
Always.
That's right, so I can go anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yes.
The body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Incorrect.
That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases, one person who was absolutely obsessed with the cases and was very particular about having me on their side. Also, one person who wanted to have someone,
You could have found out, isn't it?
one person who he wanted to have on his side, who solved the last case, could have undoubtedly proven his innocence.
You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Your downfall, you fucking idiots.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Bingo!
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Not only did he want to pin the crime on her, literally no one else could have done it.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
That's weird.
What's your response? I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
It does.
Ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back on it, thinking about it now.
Acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
What? In the locker rooms. That's suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems that no one searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about
It's a good
that,
argument.
I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
The stain.
Share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Bayakura just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the triangle button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it would disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to use a flashback? The flashback? Well, you just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I would say if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found his body.
Yes.
He was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's not a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural.
The victim was Chihiro, who was... So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distraction. What's so strange about...
I wish you'd taken me with you.
We weren't given the file yet, right? Because it doesn't make sense how you could have known before we even found it. Okay, I need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
It makes me think something weird's going on. Fuck. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting... But he was acting...
Scan through all this.
With the opportunity, that's unnatural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a... So, of course, I would suggest we... There was no time... What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was... But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check... That's unnatural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting...
If you're presented with the
Okay.
opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, that's unnatural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who...
No, it's wrong.
How could you have known who the victim was before we saw the body?
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your
How is it
reasoning
weak?
Still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with the Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The
Yes.
proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Okay.
Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between this case and other Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Okay. So what's the difference?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use
Yes.
those same scissors to arrange the bodies.
But Chihiro was suspected for some kind of rope.
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be...
Okay.
Hey, Byakuya.
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else.
Oh shit, there it is. Okay.
The difference between... You want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same...
But Chihiro was...
I didn't even notice that she looked all fucking crazy for that.
Then there must be something very...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No!
Lies. You sit on the throne of lies!
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Yep.
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time
The one that you kept hidden from everyone else?
went missing after the murder.
Yes, it
And
did.
there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine.
And you would have made us think about it too because of how much time you spent reading.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this?
Summon up.
I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
No. You killed her in the boys' locker room and then disguised it as the girls' locker room.
I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. He's not even, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya is the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
That doesn't make sense.
It's a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second?
Get an accomplice.
I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Good. Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like
Because you're too calm.
homicidal psychopath.
Are we gonna talk about Monokuma in the background losing his shit?
What about all that bothers you?
A lot. But we will find out in the next episode of Story Time. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Insane Raven, and I will see you guys in the back. Bye-bye. In the next episode. Bye.